So this awakening occurs because life has failed you, or you have failed life, or the pavement has run out from under your feet. Remarkably, who knows why this happens at the time it does, but it is happening.
It also could occur because you're needed. You're needed. I know this happened for myself, and it was abrupt, and oh my God, it's as if at least that's what it looked like, just detonated my life. There was a signal that went off, and everything had to go. So I think it's because I was needed, and I might have been a bit late. I don't know. I stop every now and then and look back and see if there's more than that I can know about that particular juncture. But seeing what has ensued, once I was able to find Marshall Van Summers, and everything that has come since explains some of this. So sometimes it may be that you or another is needed now, and you must respond.
Yes.
The signal's coming in. Respond. Do you hear? Do you hear? And it's what's amazing for people like this, because I was one of them. You can see the messages everywhere. They're everywhere. You open a magazine, and there it is. And it could be an article about who knows what, but what you're looking at is, the need to do what you must do relative to making the huge change in your life. Billboards, driving down the highway. Oh my God, I don't know whether it was an altered state or what it was, or whether I was, under the influence of something, which wasn't a substance in this world, I'll tell you that. But anyway, so yeah, it's just coming in from everywhere. So in that particular situation, it's kind of a drop everything, but that is not for everyone. That is not how it happens for everyone. Yeah. Just for some, and
And as I said, and as Marshall will speak on more, the higher powers are involved here. It's not just us being ready. There's something about us in our greater life and the coordination of people in the world by an angelic presence that oversees the world that calls our card at that time. And the awakening takes place.
And often this awakening is like it's mounting, and pressure is mounting. We're being struck here and struck there, but it's not enough to break the dam. Things are happening. We're sustaining impressions and impacts. We're changing. It's like our chemistry is changing, and we can't fully account for what's going on. And like Reed is saying, if you can accept this, there are mysterious forces at work as well. If each of us were sent into the world for a purpose, which is what the new message from God is telling us, then my goodness, when was that responsibility and purpose conferred to us? And by whom? And so they're in the picture too, even though they're on the periphery, it's on the periphery. That intention potentially for our existence. And so those pressures build, and there may be a frank, definite breaking point.
I was in college, second semester, had a great first semester, did wonderfully, I don't know what my grades were, but I felt wonderful about it. And I was endeavoring on the next stage of classwork, the next level of my studies and my professional development. And a very bizarre feeling began to set in. My mind, I could not concentrate. I could not keep my attention on what I was doing. My interest began to subside. The energy that I had for this, because I was excited, man, I had plans. I was going somewhere, and I could see where it was taking me. My interest and my vision began to subside. Almost as if you're in a bathtub and the water starts to drain out, and there you are, shivering. And it felt like that, as if somebody pulled the plug on that bathtub, and that water's draining, and I can't stop it. There's nothing I can do. Oh, and I tried to reinvest myself in my excitements, and I went to various lectures and tried to look into various, career paths and internships, and maybe I'll leave college and get started on it even sooner, right? All of these were these vain attempts, like batting at the unknown, with a blindfold on, batting at it, trying again and again, and I wasn't hitting. And the feeling then proceeded to be that I started to be very unsuccessful in my schooling. In fact, I barely passed 2 classes and only did so because the professor gave me a C- when I didn't even show up for the final. That was very kind of them, as it would turn out for my life. But I just could not focus myself. My mind was being refocused at a deeper level. Something was stirring in me that was orienting me over here, and all I knew was this. That's all I could handle. That's all I could see for myself. And so it was like you're standing on a carpet and the carpet is being pulled and moved and you're being turned. And then, that's right, the carpet is then pulled out from under. And I'm sure many can relate to that experience. And that really is the awakening. That is the cracking of the reality that has been constructed over many years, partly out of our own creativity and ambition, and partly out of the ideas of culture around us. That reality that seemed so perfect and safe and known cracks. And light is shining through the cracks. Something's out there. We have to know what that is. I have to know. And yeah, this is the experience of the awakening. It's not graceful. It's not necessarily a sense of illumination or the great presence of God or the angels. It can be quite upsetting and disorienting. For some, it's slowly, slowly, then suddenly, building over a long period. For others, it's slowly, and then it just happens. The search begins. For others, it is sudden, possibly because they are late. And again, this is not just about us, my journey, your journey, my enlightenment, your enlightenment. No, that's not what this is at all. You're a part of something intrinsically beyond this one life. You came into this life with that awareness and that commitment to be a part of that greater movement, and you forgot. And the moment when it comes back to you, when that purpose and mission that you were a part of beyond this life finds you again, somewhere down here on planet Earth, it can happen very slowly and gracefully. It can happen very suddenly. I've heard from people and seen it that sometimes their health completely collapses. The pressure takes their health all the way down to the ground. And that was it. That represented part of this kind of shakedown back to the very center, back to what really matters, what really is real at the heart of us. So it can take many different forms.
Yes, right.
But I think it is triggered by an increasing level of readiness to go beyond the many aspirations and goals of human life in this world, a willingness to hear, to see, to receive from beyond what we see with our eyes and feel with our hands, but also the coordination of higher powers in the world.